7, 8. Hey, kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Kids, they don't seem to mind anything we say. We say, that's right. Okay. Well, kids, they just don't seem to mind anything we say. Why can't they be like we were, perfect in every way? What's the matter with kids? Two kids. I don't know what's wrong with these kids today. Kids, they don't seem to mind anything we say. Why can't they be like we were? What's wrong with Sammy K? What's the matter with kids today? I'm going to have to listen to Sammy K. See about that. Hey, guess what? It is Tuesday. We were usually on Monday, but this is the Jerry Hinkle program. I'm Jerry Hinkle, and this is my program. And this week we are brought to you by Campbell's Soup, double noodle flavor. Oh boy, this is very good on a cold winter night. This has been a previously enjoyed can of soup because it was 16 below at one point earlier this month. So I went through 2 or 3 cans of that by myself, and it is good soup. Campbell's soup is good food. I don't usually enjoy name brand soup, but I got it. I like it. So there it is. I recommend it highly, especially on a cold night. If you enjoy it on a warm evening, put something in the comments and then we'll talk about it. What I want to talk about, however, are the kids. That the rousing opening number that we started the show with. Oh, but by the way, I forgot to mention, see, the tightly scripted show that we did last week, 5 people actually listened. So we might have to do some more of those tightly scripted shows. But for now, we're going to fly by the seat of our pants, so to speak. And this is the Jerry Hinkle program, brought to you, as I said, by Campbell's Soup, double noodle. Oh, that's good. And Campbell's Soup. And we are coming to you almost live, just about pretty near, from the Ashley Kringen studio of the UBS network. And okay, now let's talk about the kids. The song, the opening number that we started out the show with, was from a musical called Bye Bye Birdie. A musical that it's kind of a Conrad Birdie was a popular singer along the Elvis vein, and it was a song about the kids referred to in that song were of my parents' generation, the kids of the 50s who dug Elvis, and a lot of the and a lot of that was based on real life. There were parents who absolutely hated Elvis for some reason, and they were the same parents that watched his movies 10 years later, because they changed their mind, I guess. And my grandma and her mother-in-law actually went to the drive-in to see Elvis in the movies. So that's pretty good. But but it's pretty much a universal thing. Every generation of adults looks at the younger generation and thinks, what's going to become of these? I know my granddad did that a lot. He did that a lot with his kids and his grandkids, and a little bit of his great grandkids too. We kind of wondered, but that's just one of those human nature things. It seems like every generation finds something just a little bit different to make the parents kind of shake their heads. As a matter of fact, this generation and the popularity of Justin Bieber had me shaking my head at the younger generation. And one of my cousins pointed out, says, why all this hate towards Bieber? And I had to think about that. And I thought, well, He really isn't that much different than Elvis. Well, except that Elvis actually had some singing talent to fall back on. There was a reason why just because he shook his hips a little bit, he didn't. He didn't have to drop his pants and show his apple crack to get people to talk about him. All he did was shake his hips a little bit. And like that Miley Cyrus, he didn't have to stick his tongue out to get people to talk about him or run around in his underbreeches, rub his genitals up against somebody. All he did was shake his hips a little bit. Oh, but the next generation, the believers and those, they have kids of their own, and their kids are going to be engrossed in some popular singer who I don't know, makes them lick a frozen pump handle or something. I don't know. Something outlandish is going to come, and then people are going to start singing, "Oh, kids, I don't know what's wrong with these kids today." It's just human nature. We always, for some reason, look at haughty derision at the young folks, but I have a feeling that they'll be okay. So what else is in the news? Well, yesterday, one of the reasons we weren't on yesterday was, I was at Walmart, and there was a big town hall meeting in Iowa that I was wanting to check out, which because I guess the Iowa caucus is next Monday or next Tuesday. Well, it's next week sometime, 1st or 2nd, and they usually have those things on a Tuesday, I believe. Anyhow, so that's Hillary got some attention. The people that handled Hillary tried to have these debates on at times when nobody would, put them up against football games and different things like that, so that nobody could see how incompetent Hillary was. And Hillary surprised them by being remarkably articulate and how, calm and cool and collected. And they still can't do anything about the little witch cackle that she starts some of her answers with. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. The actual voters will be doing the actual voting in a week. And then campaign 2006 will be underway. And boy, I can't hardly wait to get that over. And oh, by the way, if you go to the Hubbard Advocate Facebook page, you will see a link to one of the media outlets. I forget, because this show is not tightly scripted this week, so I forget. But there, a media outlet poll is on the Hubbard Advocate Facebook page, and you can click on that. And you can, if you are a Democrat, if you're a Republican, you really shouldn't be voting, but what can I do? And they have right now, I don't know, last I looked, let's put it that way, Bernie Sanders was at 94%. And sometime before February, the UBS network will be announcing who they endorse for president. And we'll see how. I can pretty much guarantee it won't be Trump. Some of the people in the managing editor of the UBS Evening News does not like Donald Trump for some reason. But they'll be giving a statement, and they want me to read it. Isn't that an honor? I'm so glad that the UBS network trusts me to do that kind of thing. And so I guess that's all we have to say. This is Jerry's program. Brought to you by Campbell's Soup, a double noodle, good for a cold day. And so we're going to see how there will not be a program on the 1st of February because I'm hoping, so I'm going to have pancakes on the 1st and then go to the Cracker Barrel meeting at MTI. So we'll try again on Tuesday. So, and I'm sorry I wasn't here yesterday. And this is Jerry Hinkle program. God be with you. Do the best you can. And hey, get out of my bathroom. You're invading my privacy.